Hey guys, Biddy here, back with another episode of Feed the Beast Modded Monster. I'm going to keep moving along with this Applied Energistics system today, but first, a couple of housekeeping items. One, Monster is finally out of beta. They updated to 1.1.0, and it's a full final, not final, but it's a full release. And so I took the time and updated that, made sure everything was running just fine. I haven't, lost any items. There are going to be a couple of things in here now that won't be in the normal release if you start a new world, like rainbow trees. Remember I was talking about those. You chop them down and they're just a huge amount of stuff that just dumps on you. Those apparently are disabled by default, and there are a few other things that you might see in this series that just aren't in the pack by default. Next up is did a little bit of work on the power system. As you can see, I've added a few more magmatic dynamos here. I've upgraded. I had a couple of leadstone energy cells laying around that I upgraded to hardened, so now I have 4 of those. I left this open. I just wanted to show you what's going on down here. What I've got is the lava tank. If I can find my way out again, I've got the lava tank. All this is it's just 1 block deep. It looks bigger than it actually is, and eventually I'm going to expand this up to the ceiling just to give me more storage. I changed this, so now all it is just the lava to the base, and I'll just I'll work out transmitting power later. Same setup as before. Been grinding up quite a bit for obsidian because I'm going to be using a lot of hardened glass down the road. So what I did is I've got the line coming out here. It's just feeding to either side. I've got the power coming down the middle off to the system over here. These are framed red alloy wires. Let me see if I have any in. No, don't. All they are is just the regular alloy wires with sticks for frames. And let me see if I can pull these up here. Here we go. Yeah, you just surround them with sticks. The great thing about these is they need no structure whatsoever, so you can lay them out in funky patterns back behind walls and stuff. The reason I like using these is too many times I've set up pathing for the red alloy wire. I forget where it is exactly behind walls and stuff, and so you come along and you break a block and oh crap, I just broke a path for one of the circuits that I've got built here. This makes it a lot safer to make edits down the road. Oh, didn't mean to do that. That's another nice little trick about this, is you can actually cover them just by taking a cover and just right clicking on it, and it kind of camouflages it. Didn't mean to do it with this one though. So let me get this back and cover all this up again. It can be a little tricky to get this covered up again, but what I did is I've got the lever there, and it's just going up the sides of these so I can turn this whole thing off when the power's full, so I don't waste lava. Just get this filled back in quick, and there we go. Another thing you may have seen in the inventory here is scaffold. All that is just some planks and sticks. I didn't bother showing you that on screen because it's kind of silly. With these, the great thing about them is you get the first one down by a right click, and if you do another right click, it'll place one next to it. But if you left click, it'll continue to build up. Very slick setup. Now, you can climb up the top. So they're really, really nice to have. They're cheap to make. And then to break them, okay, you just, do your normal breaking. But the cool thing about these is, say you got a stack here, you don't have to go to the top and break them down. You can come down to the bottom and the whole thing comes down for you. And I'm going to lose one. I'm not going to bother getting that. All right. So that's that. I set up the wiring so that it comes up along in here. This bit along the middle is coming from all these engines, powering these up, and then goes out the back and down under the floor and up through the wall and all this stuff back here. Now, this episode, I'm going to start the automation. Back in here, I'm going to be making a 4x4 automatic crafting system. I gathered all the stuff just to make sure that I had everything for this episode. This takes a lot to get rolling. Let me get this stuff put away quick first. And I also made a knapsack. You can put it back here. Let me pull it up here. All it is some leather, gold, and a couple of tough iron rods. You just put it in that slot here. That gives you this extra screen where you can put your utilitarian type of stuff or whatever. This is great when you go mining. Say you get filled up, you have a couple of stacks of the same ore. You can toss them in here, so it gives you more room. You can mine longer. The problem with this is if you die, everything in here comes spilling out as well. The pack also drops on the ground, but it spills all of its contents. So it gets rather interesting if you're scrambling to pick stuff up. So off for this. Like I said, ridiculous amount of resources this thing takes to get started. What I'm gonna need, I'm just gonna go ahead and toss all this stuff in here and just start building. The first thing I'm gonna need is containment walls. I'm going to need 32 of those for a 4x4x4. Oops. Might help to go into the crafting grid. So I'll get these collected up and be back in a sec. Okay, that's that. Reason I'm doing this kind of cautiously is because Certus quartz is still, not a very common thing. I really don't have a huge amount of stuff for that yet. Next up is heat vents. I need 24 of those. Those are iron bars, ME cable, and iron ingots, and I think let me make up a bunch of ME cables here. Gonna need 24 of those. Back in a sec. Okay, I think I should have everything now, so let's grab these again. Like I said, I need 24. All right, just enough. Next up, I need a couple of crafting CPUs. I'm gonna do 2 crafting CPUs and 2 pattern providers. That'll give the speed boost along with plenty of storage space for patterns. You'll see what I'm talking about in a bit. So I need to make a few processors. I've already shown you the advanced and the basic processors, so I'll just do those off camera and go from there. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have everything I need now. So crafting CPU, I need 2 of these. Uh-oh. How did I run out of iron? Back in a sec. Okay, no worries. I just forgot to break down a couple of blocks of iron here. All right. Crafting CPU. I need 2 of these. And then pattern providers. 2 of you. And finally, I need a pattern encoder. So let's see, I think I need another basic processor, but let me just double check here. Maybe not. Hey, look at that. All right. Pattern encoder doesn't need any power. It just does its thing. But just because it makes it really convenient to have this close by, I'm just going to put it right here. Okay. You'll see its use in a bit. Why is that? Oh. Yeah, it would be nice if it had some kind of outward facing interface, but that's life. All right, next. Now I already ran some cabling back here, so there's nothing to worry about there. What you do with these is you just make your frame. And I'm going to have more cable going out here to, I'm going to do industrial craft, build craft, whatever, you know, over here. The stuff that uses EU for energy. And I'll be doing a conversion of that. I'm not going to bother making anything that creates EU at this point. All right, heat vents go in here. Then what I'm going to do to make it easier down the road, I think, is take these, put them like this. I should have made 4 of each. I'm a dummy. All right. I'm going to make 2 more of each. Wow. This is going to have a lot of storage. And you know what? I think I'm going to make 3 more crafting CPUs and 1 more pattern provider because I don't really need that many recipes yet. And the more CPUs you have, the faster it goes. So I will be back in a couple of minutes once this is all set up. Okay, I should be all set here now. Got my crafting CPUs. Oop. And the one last pattern provider. Finish this off. Crouch, dummy. There we go. We now have the assembler chamber. I have 3 pages of patterns that I can put in here. This is where it gets fun. Next up, I'm going to need, what's it called again? The ME blank pattern, I believe. Yep. Hopefully I have the stuff. Yes, I'm going to need a bunch of these. I'm just, you know what? There we go. That's it for my Certus quartz. This is going to be fun. Now, you just take these, you put them, you just store them in here. You can store up to a stack in here. And then you can, well, here, let's start with the basics. First pattern I'm going to make here is the Fluix dust. Because I need it all the time, but I only want to make it on demand because it's such a pain to come up with the resources for it. So you just put the pattern in here and comes up with, you know, your result here. You tell it to encode and then bring it over here and toss it in. Now, from here on out, when I come in here, I could say I want some Fluix dust. Well, I don't have any right now, but it's asking how many I want to craft. So here's where you can choose how much you want. It's just going to make things a lot faster now. Plus, if you need something, say for ME cable. Okay, you see that the Fluix dust, I don't have any. Let's make some. Okay, so I can just do flux. I want 3 of them. It's going to make those. Obviously, it's going to give me 4 because it can only make a certain amount. And now I want to actually put this and encode this in the pattern as well. So let me grab that, put this away, come down here. You can clear this out. And another thing you can do here, if you're not sure of the recipe, whoops, that's not it. You can say, okay, ME cable. You can shift click that in and it'll put that in for you. As long as you have the items, I believe. Actually, I don't know. You know what? Let me check that. Clear that out. Nice. You don't even have to have the items in your inventory here. So I've got this made now. Toss this in here. Now you'll see I do have some Fluix dust, but I'm going to make 2 batches of ME cable now. Okay. And I think I might be out of stuff, which would make me sad. I don't know why it only gave me 1. See what's going on. Ah, it needs glass. Here's why we need the crafting monitor. So you can come in and see, okay, what's the hold up here? I don't have enough glass, which is interesting. So I got to get some sand. I'll tell you what, I will show you how we can take care of that as well. So be back in a sec. Okay, had to go on a little mining expedition to get the Certus quartz. Like I said, it's not very common. ME interface. What I'm gonna do is, yeah, I'll just put it right here for the time being. Okay, what this allows me to do is you can actually put patterns in here. So, like, say for that, for the glass. Okay, I need some sand. Okay, so I'll just grab one of those and a regular piece of glass. Now for this, you do need to have both the original materials and the end result to define this. So I'm going to say 1 piece of sand equals 1 piece of glass. I'm going to encode that. Bring that over here and put it in the interface. I'm not going to put it over there in the auto crafting area because this has to go through here, but dummy. It actually has to go through the furnace, not through the pulverizer. So do that and put this here. Now I can come over here and say I want some glass. Well, we don't have any, so let's craft a stack. And what the heck's going on here? Oh, another thing I need to do is you need to set the input. There we go. So it's going to dump it all in there, and there we go. It's creating our glass. It's going to pull it back into the system at any moment. There we go. And now we start getting our glass. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to start doing some other bits here. Let's see. I need both of these processors. So let's get that going here. Code that. And then that. Put these over here. Now I also need to get the end result. So let's craft one of these. And what am I missing? Oh, still cranking through there. Okay, silicon. So I need to figure out how to make silicon. So it's just a simple thing of getting some Certus quartz dust. Probably going to need 2 of these because it's going to grab that first one right off the bat. And cook that up. And there it goes. It cleared out. So that made that. So let me grab this and grab a Certus quartz dust. I need one of those to make one of those, and it has to go through the furnace. Like so. So now anytime I need that, it's going to automatically make that for me. So let me pull this silicon out of here. And then craft up one of these. See, it's still finishing this, so we'll wait a sec for it to finish up, and then that'll make the silicon. That's the only drawback of having several things in one interface. You know, it has to finish processing one before it does the other. So down the road, I'm going to have an interface on probably 2 more, and then have the last one for just kind of sending stuff through. So let's take a look here. Okay, so it's made that. Now actually, you know what I need to do is I need to make 2 of each. Unfortunately, good. It's making that up. And there we go. Because I have to cook 1 of each. So now I come over here and again. And you get the point. Next up, I need some more power. This, while I was working on this, the whole thing drained out. I don't like to have these on all the time just because it's wasteful of the lava. Even though they do slow down their production, they still use it. So I just want to make sure that you know, I have plenty of power in storage. So what I'm going to do is, as promised a couple episodes ago, I'm going to make some redstone energy cells. Okay, for those, I'm going to need some cell frames. I already made up the electrum and the hardened glass. And so let's see how many I can make here. I'll probably start with 2. Yes, I'm just going to start with 2 because I'm actually going to upgrade these to resonant energy cells when I'm done with them. So let's see. Next up is 4 buckets. Wow. Okay, so that's I think it's 8 per. Let me just grab a whole crap ton here. Okay, so it's 10 per bucket. Wow. Okay, so it's, and how much was that needed again? It was 4 buckets. So I need 40 per. So I need 30 more. Okay, those are all full up now. So next step is to get a couple of redstone conductance coils. Toss those in there and we should be good to go. Yep. Cool. Now to turn them into resonant energy cells, because these will hold, what is that again? 10 million? Yeah, these suckers will hold 50 million. So I already made up the Enderium ingots, so let me get those back in here. And we have our resonant energy cells. These are awesome. There we go. Takes a minute for things to juggle around. And it looks like I am hurting for power a little bit, but yeah, it should be in good shape. I'm going to let these charge up. It's going to take quite a while, obviously. I might make some more engines off camera here. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm really close to being done here anyway. So I'm going to call it for this episode. Next episode, I want to start getting into a little bit of the industrial craft. I want to make it's called an energy bridge, and it's a way to convert power from RF to EU, and I'll figure out exactly where I'm going to be putting it. I think I'm going to put it below the floor here just so it's not seen, because it's not something that you ever interact with once you've got it in place. So between episodes, probably some more engines. Going to be making some more patterns to just smooth things along. As far as covering these up, these are not yet multi-part blocks. I think I showed this before, but see, if you try putting something on, it actually will not fit within that block. There are these items called facades, but I'm going to need some other stuff for that. So that's down the road. I'll be hiding this later. So that's it for this episode. So until next time, take care.